Hi friends, welcome to my channel Renu's Chat and Talk. If you are new, please do subscribe to my channel, like, comment and share my video with your friends and family. So I started this fourth parts of speech, that is adjectives. In that there are two types, descriptive adjectives and determiners, isn't it? And we completed descriptive adjectives, that are adjectives of quality in the different forms of adjectives of qualities. I showed you along with examples, isn't it? Plenty of words, isn't it? Like size, shape, color, material, origin, then appearance, feelings and emotions, and then material, isn't it? Age, size, all those we studied under descriptive adjectives. So what are the other type of adjectives? Those are determiners. Okay, the other one is determiners. Mostly they are placed before nouns only. They are placed before nouns. These determiners are placed before nouns and they make it clear what the noun refers to. They are used mainly to make it clear what these nouns refer to. And then they are determiners. They determine. Okay, they determine the nouns. That's why the word is used to determine. Determiners. So under this category again we have different types of determiners. Okay, numerals. Numerals means numbers, adjectives of numbers. Quantifiers. Okay, quantity. They talk about quantity. Possessives. Okay, then uh, possessions. Demonstratives, emphasis on particular thing. Interrogatives, again questions. Distributives, division. Then finally articles. Okay, so one by one we discuss all these different forms of determinants. Now, okay, we completed descriptive ones, isn't it? Now we do determiners one by one. Okay, numerals, quantifiers, possessives, demonstratives, interrogatives, distributives, and articles. In this, these four actually they have connection with the pronouns, isn't it? There also we studied possessive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, and distributive. So these four have connection with pronouns, and we do one by one in detail along with examples. Next. So look at this. The first one. What's the first one? Numerals. Means numbers. Numerals means nothing but numbers. It talks about exact number of nouns or uh, their position also. Not only the number, it talks about their position. That's why both cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. Like what are the cardinal numbers? In maths, you might have come across these words 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Those are cardinals. And first, second, third, fourth, these are ordinal numbers. So numerals they talk about the exact number of persons or things, means it talks about exact number of nouns, whereas these they talk about the position or place of nouns. So there are 20 boys in the class. Number, exact number. There are 20 boys in the class and 15 girls in the class. There are 20 boys and 15 girls in the class. So it talks about the exact number. How many? The 20. And again, boys, noun. And don't forget that. Again, noun. These adjectives always they talk about the nouns. 20 boys. So this number is talking about this exact number of nouns. That is the definition, isn't it? So the 20 indicates or expresses the boys, number of boys in the class. How many boys are there in the class? 20 boys. So 20 is adjective. Then take these ordinal numbers. Sunday is the first day of the week. First day. So day is noun and first talks about the position or place. Sunday is the first day of the week. Saturday is the last day of the week. and the children, the boys are sitting in the first row or the first bench. Are sitting in the first bench, or he stood first in the class. So like that we use. So ordinal numbers and cardinal numbers, they talk about, numerals talk about the numbers. They are adjectives of numbers also, we can call them. Adjectives of numbers, they talk about exact number. Okay, 20, 30, 40, whatever number may be, they talk about the exact number. Okay, and they also talk about the position, whether it is first place or second, or what's the position, 100th position, whatever may be. Okay, so they talk about number as well, the position. Okay, then next, quantifiers. Quantifiers by name itself, the adjectives of quantity, they talk about quantity. They don't give the exact number, unlike the above ones. Numerals, they give exact, whereas quantifiers, they don't talk about the exact number, but they talk about approximate number or approximate amount. Approximate number. Okay, that's why in this, which words we use? Few, a few, little, a little, much, many, some, any. These are the words and we use under quantifiers. These are frequently used words. Okay, few, a few, little, a little, much, many, some, any. There is some difference between this. We do one by one. First, we take up few and a few. Okay, these two we use for countable nouns. Okay, countable nouns. Do you remember the noun which we can count? Isn't it? So the nouns which we can count, like one cow, two cows. That time when I talked about this countable and uncountable nouns. Once you just go back and watch that video once again, countable and uncountable nouns. For this few and a few, we use countable nouns like few books, few friends, and all. Few, but whenever you use few, it indicates negative, it gives negative feeling. Okay, whereas a few gives positive feeling. Now let us give some more examples, then you can understand the difference between few and a few. This is very important because in correction of sentences, and these are all the words repeatedly we come across in competitive exams and all. So follow carefully. Okay, what is the difference between few, a few, a little, much, many, some, and any? These four we just do in detail. Next. So look at these examples, few and a few. Few, it conveys actually almost negative meaning. Okay, not any. He has few friends. Means actually he may have one or two friends, and whom he doesn't meet regularly, he doesn't call, he is not in touch with them. Like that, he has few friends. But he has a few friends means he has few, like two, three friends, but with whom he has in touch. Okay, in such cases, we use, so this conveys almost negative. Okay, and this conveys positive and little. Okay, a few friends means in this way, like it talks about only with the countable nouns. Okay, friends or books or apples, people. So count the nouns which we can count, for them only we use few or a few. Few always conveys negative. There are few flowers on the tree means very negligible. So whenever you use the word few means it is negligible. Almost no. Okay. Whereas a few means one or two. There are a few flowers on the tree means one or two you can find. Okay, that is the difference between the two. There are few books in the library means almost no books in the library. Maybe one or two you can find, but there are a few books in the library. Like you may find 10 to 15 books you find. This is also less number only, but this is almost negligible number. Okay, that is the difference between the two, few and a few. And few and a few we use for countable nouns. Then what is the little and a little? Okay, they we use for uncountable nouns, like for money, sugar, and all. We can use like he has little money. This is also negligible. Maybe 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 5 rupees, which is very negligible amount, isn't it? He has little money, like 1 rupee. With 1 rupee, what can he do? So we say that it is almost negative. Okay, negligible amount if he has little money. In such cases, we use, or he has a little money. A little money means at least 10 rupees he has. So he has some little amount only it talks about, but still it has something. He has something with that. So a few and a little are closer, but one we use for countable and one we use for uncountable, like that. They convey, both of them, they convey positive meaning. There is something is there in that. Whereas few and little, they both talk about negative. Okay, they almost negligible, not any, and they convey negative meaning. That is the difference. Few and little. But both of them, one talks about countable, one talks about uncountable, and one here also. A few talks about countable and this talks about uncountable. There is little sugar in the tin. Little sugar, maybe half spoon of sugar may be there, which is not at all sufficient even to make a 1 cup of to make 1 cup of tea also not sufficient. So there is little sugar in the tin. There is a little sugar in the tin means maybe 2 spoons, 3 spoons of sugar is there. If the tin is like that, maybe 1 to 2 spoons are also less amount only. Less amount of sugar is there, but you can, with that you can prepare some two, actually 1 cup of tea or 2 cups of tea you can make. That is the difference between little and a little. This is almost negligible, and then you don't find almost, it is negative. Okay, whereas a little means some amount is there, like 1 spoon or 2 spoons of sugar may be there in that tin. That is the difference. Okay, so few, underline few and a few, and then little or little. Now, next, what are the two other two pairs? Much, many, and some, any. Okay, shall we do that now? Yeah. So let's do much and many, some and any. Okay, what's the difference between much and many? Okay, much again for uncountables we use how much money do you have, isn't it? How much money do you save? How much time do you spend? And so I have much time, I have much money, isn't it? Such cases we use. So much talks about uncountables. Okay, you can talk both in affirmative sentences, even questions also. You can frame like with much. I have much time. How much time do you spend? So in affirmative sentences and as well as in questions also, you can make use this much. And even negative sentence also. I don't have much time to spend with you. I don't have much time. So in statements and questions also we can use much, but it talks about only for uncountables we have to use. For uncountable nouns only we have to use. Okay. Whereas many for plural uncountables when we use it, we use only in singular form. Whereas for countables means you can go for plurals also. So plural countables we go for many, many. How he has many friends. He has many friends, many. How many children do you have? How many children do you have? Okay, in such cases to frame a question also. To frame questions also, you can use many. How many rooms do you have? In this building, how many rooms do you have? How many children do you have? How much dress? How much does this dress cost? Okay, look, you can ask for that. You can use in such cases both in statements as well as in questions, but much talks about uncountables and many talks about plural countables. Okay, so these are this is the difference between the two, much and many. And then some and any, some. Okay, and some always talks about positive things, and even in questions also you can use, but questions only, in polite questions only you can use, whereas any negatives and questions we use. So if we put one question, you get answer in both the cases. If you make yes or no question, do you have any problem? Do you have any problem? Problem is noun, any becomes an adjective. Okay, then if it is in positive, because some talks about positive, if you want to write in positive sentence, how do you write? Yes, I have some problem. You don't say, I have any problem. No, wrong. It is wrong, isn't it? So you have to say, yes, I have some problem. So in such cases, so some talks about positive. So you are saying positive statement, I have some problem. Then if it is negative, I don't have any problem. So if want to use in negative, you have to go for I don't have any problem. Similarly, do you have any experience? Yes, I have some experience. I have some experience. Positive thing. I don't have any experience. You should not say I have any experience or I don't have some experience. That is also wrong. So you should not use I have some experience, or you should say I don't have any experience, positive and negative. So in questions, some in questions only in polite. Would you like to have some coffee? There in polite request, would using polite, there you can use. Otherwise, we use it positive case and any in negatives, and even in questions also we use. If we want to use any in a statement, then you have to use never. Okay, I never had any problem. In such case, never or hardly, if you use, it is a negative thing. Both convey negative meaning, isn't it? Never and hardly convey negative meaning. In such cases, you can use. Say same sentence. I don't have any problem. I never had any problem. I never have any problem. I hardly have any problem. In such cases, negatives if you use, then directly you can go for it. Otherwise, any talks about negatives, some talks about positives. Is it clear now? The difference between a few, a little, and much, many, and then some, any. These are all, what are these? All these are quantifiers. They talk about the quantity. So, in determiners, today in this video, I talked about two. What are those two? Numerals and quantifiers. So, then I'll wind up the session now, and then we'll meet sooner. And thank you for watching my video.